Hello, friends. Welcome back to another round of my financial sessions. So, the trading signals that I gave for natural gas and Forex. Today is the 14th of August. So, let's cover what happened today and in the previous day. So, we got basically kind of in range. So, very boring analysis this time for natural gas, barely any action. Uh, we basically got today a slow downtrend, but kinda very much in range. Really, the difference is not really that high. So we got basically 2% compared to the initial position, and yesterday we got kind of the same. Basically, another very slow downtrend. I mean uptrend. So we got this time we got not even 2%. So in my original trading signals, we got that I was expecting the 13 to be a correction. So that obviously did not happen. The 14 was in the yellow circle right there. And you know that yellow means range or volatility. So I have to say this resembles more of a range than anything. So it's not really a very volatile day. And the next day as well, we got, I believe we are going to see a correction uh, either tomorrow or by the 16th. Could also happen on the 17th. The 18th is going to be very volatile, but I believe that that's kind of the range of days where that danger will pass. So one of these days, in fact, I actually believe that many of them will be in range. Just by looking at the performance of natural gas, it's many of these days have been completely in range. The volatile days, for example, we got there was a possibility of seeing a powerful impulse on the 11th, and we kind of got that, but again, not extremely volatile, not like 10% uptrend or something like that. Basically, just like at the highest position, barely 3%. We actually got a very powerful correction on the 12th, which I was expecting. For starters, whenever you see these days, I always talk about this, but I have to remind people because every day new people get to the channel. So whenever you see a day in circles of opposite trends, that kind of tells me it's going to be very volatile. Okay, it's a volatility pattern, one of the two volatility patterns that I always talk about. That's exactly what we got on that day. Okay, a very volatile correction. In fact, this is the most volatile day I believe so far in the entire month. So another volatility pattern that supported that correction was this range of days within this red box. So we got from the 11 to the 14. That means there was a chance of seeing strong corrections on any of these days from this range. So we got there on the 12. The 13 was also a candidate for seeing a very powerful correction because it was fully on red. But yeah, the 12 as well because it was very volatile, and like I said, this is basically two volatility patterns for one day, containing one day. So very high chance of that happening on that day, and that's exactly what we saw. So for the next days, again, we'll see some. I believe more corrections are coming, strong corrections. It really depends on how some of these days go. But if I were to say the lowest position will have to be found in previous months. So it's going to be kind of hard to actually drop very, very bad. Okay, natural gas has been doing much better in previous months. So August is clearly not doing really well. Well, we have to see how low it drops. Okay, in any case, because this was very similar, I expect maybe 5% to 6% loss, something like that, on the worst case scenario. On a normal scenario, I believe 4% is what we can expect for those days. So yeah, again, after that could come a day, especially around these days. The sooner we get to the 21, 22, maybe the better things will go for natural gas. But yeah, that's all I have for this chart. Now let's take a look at the Forex prediction. So we're covering the US dollar against the Mexican peso. So we got these 2 days having a complete surprise for me. Okay, I was actually anticipating these days will be very bad, both 13 and 14. And both of these 2 days got really, really well. I mean, uptrends. The dollar recovers much of the lost ground of the previous weeks. And to see these two consecutive surprises is very, very rare in my system. Actually, we almost never see this instance. Maybe one surprise, if any, but two of them, and basically consecutive surprises, days where the prediction was completely wrong. That's actually very rare to see that. And there was actually very uh, strong evidence for seeing more corrections because we got a powerful correction again on the 12th of August, which was also what I expected. So the same thing that I just explained for the previous chart, you can see it also present in this one. So we got the volatility pattern for 12 was fully shared by opposite trends, and we got that as well on this range, the red days of this box, which were basically just 11 and 12. And because the 11 was a very volatile day, but mostly green because the trends were only uptrend for that day, and that's exactly what we got. So the 11, a powerful uptrend around 0.60%, something like that. The 12, a powerful downtrend to the lowest position, we got almost 0.80%. So this was aligning very clearly to even more corrections. But really, this feels like some sort of market manipulation. I really do believe that the fact that we're seeing this is because Trump recently came out and basically pressured Canada and Mexico even more. So obviously, his words, his announcements will have major impacts on the economies of those two nations. He actually said something like he was forcing those countries to do their will. I mean, to do his will. So very significant stuff for the markets. The markets always love that kind of stuff. So I really do believe that the only reason we got these levels of the dollar strengthening is because of Trump and his big mouth. So that's all I have for these. The next days look very promising. So if the US dollar got to this level on days that I was expecting very strong corrections, that means possibly it's going to go even higher on these days. For example, tomorrow, 17, maybe even the 18. I'm not saying all of these three will be green days. That will be kind of hard to see. Maybe one of them will be in range, but yeah, I don't know, man. The prediction really stays the same. Nothing much has changed. So that's all I have for you guys. Again, like the work, follow the channel, subscribe, whatever, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.